comes to funding, but it,
Yeah, I mean, what I find that the state does not do, it does not look at the issues of poverty or the issues of dropouts, or like Wilmington has a 60% dropout rate.
Right.
Well, if you're not gonna do anything about it, but say, well, that's too bad.
okay.
And then you look at crime and all the other things, and you say, why? It doesn't make any sense to me to say, why do you have crime? But anyway, that's been a problem, and the other part of that is I really believe that the anti-poverty program there should be an anti-poverty program in Wilmington. It's in southern Delaware, and they have an operation.
Well, that's because nobody's been saying anything, and you're talking about this issue now, but it's a recipe for disaster. We know what the problem is: the moral fiber, church, education, 60% dropout rate. No one has funded Wilmington the way it should be funded. The tax base, the money comes out of the city of Wilmington, and it goes downstate. So if we want to talk about the real issues, let's put the real issues on the table. The whole tax structure needs to be changed, and Wilmington needs to get its fair share.
Well, we've argued.
Yeah.
But anyway.
Now, on that.
I agree with the approach
Yeah,
that you're talking.
I agree. On that particular issue, I started off talking about this, the law of diminishing returns. Here we have a business here, and this business is relocated and made a significant investment in the city of Wilmington. And so, they're here to make money. I mean, and so we get excited, you know, when we read about, you know, other businesses either moving to the city or expanding in the city. And so what we're here trying to do is to get help to keep this business in the city of Wilmington and help it to grow, and simultaneously employ people from the city of Wilmington and create entrepreneurial educational opportunities for the at-risk student, the hard-to-reach student. That's what we're trying to do. And so it's my understanding that the role of government, and in this case, all we're asking for, it's not a lot that we're asking for. We're asking that legislation be introduced and supported, Mayor. You know, nobody knows Dover more than you know Dover, and what needs to be done in order to get this legislation before the General Assembly, with the General Assembly support, get it before the Senate with the Senate support, and hopefully get it before the governor with the governor's support, as well as the Attorney General. That's what we need help in doing. And I think that this is just one of the problems that we're going to have to encounter over the next year. But this is the first problem. This is the foremost problem. And we believe, now Ed, you might want to expound upon this, but we believe that number one, if Ed, would you tell us when you first started here, how long you've been here, how many students you had, and how many students you've lost, and explain to our delegation, our mayor and state representatives, et cetera, just what you need in order to help your business to grow and help the city to grow. Explain that to us.
Well, I'm Ed Gillespie, I'm the CEO of American Beauty Academy. We have 5 schools, one of which is here. We also have our corporate headquarters here. First of all, I know Dwight talked about it. I am not an undocumented alien. I'm a naturalized citizen. I grew up in Brooklyn, which is another Toledo. And I also understand that I understand some of the problems of the inner city, because in some ways I'm a product of that. That what saved me was the Vietnam War. But most of the guys that I grew up with are no longer here. Not because of age, but because of other factors. And I understand. But I was fortunate in that I was able to, under open admissions, go to Brooklyn College and graduate from there. So I do have a commitment. I do operate a business. Okay, but the business business operates on providing a service to people. As a result of that service, we make money. And I was first made aware of the problem by Mr. Collins, when we had a meeting with Mr. Collins, and found out that there are thousands, literally thousands of unlicensed barbers and cosmetologists. First and foremost, I think part of the problem in Wilmington is there was no school in Wilmington for over 20 years. How can we blame people, first of all, for trying to make a living? Okay, you know, they're trying to provide for their families. Second of all, there's no licensing option outside of apprenticeship. How can we blame them for not being licensed? We didn't provide, it wasn't provided for them. So what we talked about a solution. What would the solution be? The solution would be that, I sit on the Segmental Advisory Committee in Maryland. We have 2 schools where colleges accept work experience.